Ooh. Well, welcome everyone, ladies and gentlemen, to this very special, very unique episode of Chummy Thumbs. I am Shao. I'm here with Justin and Arthur. No, Hayden, and we are celebrating Hallows Eve, Halloween, today. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
I'm here as a some sort of butt pirate, I guess.
Okay.
But Chinese ghost story?
My backstory is that I'm in the process of installing my hook. And the first time, because the first time you get the hand chopped off or whatever, I was too nervous and I kind of like, oh no. And I moved my hand and then I got my thumb instead. And so that's why I have this wrap. Anyway, Justin, tell me about your
Well, before you, anybody who's not watching, yes, Shao has, it looks like he's going for the mummy wipe, his hand, the way he's got his hand wrapped right now.
Throwback.
Yes.
I thought maybe sword fight or something, but what the hell happened, man? Okay, we get this. So rewind. I don't know. Was it 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a day ago? I don't know when it. No, it's Monday.
This happened about 4 days ago.
Okay.
Yes.
So 4 days ago, and then we just get no context. This photo from Shao, just fucking. The floor is just covered in blood, and he's got a latex, one of those blue latex gloves on, just dripping blood.
That's right.
And I didn't know if it was like one of your sex parties gone wrong, or like, because I couldn't figure out what a blue latex glove on and why there was so much blood. But I realized okay, heavily medicated for a while. That's why we actually had we held off recording one day because he was way too stoned. But
yeah,
tell us what happened. What?
So I thought about doing something nice for my friends, and I wanted to make some.
Now we know you're lying, but okay, continue. Yeah,
I wanted to make some pickles. More specifically, I wanted to make pickled red onions. Just to put on burgers, hot dogs, or whatever. And so I made it once, and then you know what? I want to make other things, other pickles, pickled asparagus, carrots, daikon, whatever. So I got a mandolin, which is one of those things that looks like a slide, and then you kind of just go up and down, and slices really thin things. And I've always known it's a really, really sharp and dangerous thing. And so the reason why I had latex gloves on was the first thing I was slicing were beets. And I didn't want it to slip around. I wanted a good grip on it. And I was using the guard. They usually come with a guard. And so it's impossible to hurt yourself. And so I did that with the beets. Everything was fine. And then I turned to the carrots. And so slice. Everything's fine. Daikon. It's, upright. Slice. And then I felt something very off.
Oh.
And that's when I felt that I knew that I sliced a chunk of my thumb off. And so just to make a long story short, I couldn't dial. I was freaking out. There's blood everywhere, as Justin mentioned. I asked Siri to call my friend, and I just activated Siri, and she had to come and drive me to the Vancouver General Hospital, where I waited like 4 hours. Got it all bandaged up. Okay. The part I didn't tell you actually was I wanted to go home before 6 because that day I signed up and bought tickets to a very special online episode of Bad Friends. It was like you pay $7 for it, and then there's a very special live episode of Bad Friends. Okay. So I got home at 5:45, just in time. I checked my email to go on the link, and then I saw an email saying you've been selected to answer a survey for a chance to talk to Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino.
No.
And I was like, oh, cool. And so just answering all these questions. I can't remember the questions were, but it was just kind of like topics to see, if you're good enough to talk on the show. Submit it. I kind of do a little bit of a cleanup because left all the mess, right? I just had to get out of there, go to the hospital. I come back and do some cleaning. And then about 10 minutes later, I see another email saying, here is a password to use to go in the green room to hang out with the producer while you wait to go on the show. So they picked me.
No
They're like,
way.
you're one of the guys that can go. And so I'm like freaking out because I'm like, this is the best.
Yeah.
Horrible day. Good way to end the horrible dayness. And I guess I was talking. So there's a producer named George, and
Yes.
we were just talking, talking in the green room, and he's like, "Oh, just to let you know, you're doing the segment after blah 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 so and so, so just hang tight." And there's maybe 4 other people in the green room that were fans who were going on, and I was there, and one by one people were like going on the show, and then it's like, Shao, you're next. Just get ready.
Was it Zoom, or were you just like, sorry to interrupt, but what was the green room? Was it online? Was it in a group chat?
It wasn't Zoom, but it was kind of like this. There's just screens, and then
yeah,
just exactly like this, pretty much. And then I think because it was a live show and they didn't really plan it, they're like, we ran out of time.
No.
And I was like,
no. Shao. What was your topic?
I was heartbroken. Well, I actually had some kind of like side thing, because I think each guest gets like 4 minutes. You know what I mean? And so I honestly just wanted them, because I was kind of in a weird vulnerable space. I was feeling really shitty about the day. And so I actually just wanted to talk to them and tell them about what they mean to me, and what, I kind of want to do podcasts because of them. And, we kind of, our style kind of is influenced by them too, just let them know how important they are to me. And yeah, I kind of wanted to upsell some of my projects too.
Yeah, totally, dude.
But anyways, so that was how that day ended, and it was just like complete bummer. But you know what? I got over it. It's fine. And here we are. Because if it actually did happen, you guys would have known about it by now.
Oh,
I thought that would have been the best kept secret.
Yeah,
I know. Well, now you can just link this episode to them, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's the guy that was waiting." That we were like, "Nah."
I did. So there's also a girl on the show her name is Rudy Jules, and she's become like a big part of the show. And I made some fan art for them before, and then I tagged them, and Rudy actually messaged me back saying that she really liked them and blah blah blah. So we kind of chatted a little bit before, and then I was, because of this pain, I got stoned that night, and then I sent her a message on Instagram, and I pretty much said what I wanted to say on the show. I was just like, you know what, I just wanted to let you know, I was in the green room, I was about to go on the show, but whatever, but I just wanted to let you know that you guys mean a lot, blah blah blah. And then she responded with a really nice message, so that was really kind of her. So anyways, that was my pretty much weekend.
What a fucking roller coaster, dude.
Bit of a coaster.
Bit of a coaster. That's so cool though that they picked you.
I was
whatever.
So nervous. I was so nervous.
I bet. Yeah. It's probably for the best you didn't get on. So I dressed up as a hockey player, and
no, yeah, actually,
you don't just wear that helmet all the time.
Yeah. Hold on. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. Rudy, isn't she? Is that Bobby's cousin or niece?
No, so it's Bobby's ex-girlfriend's niece.
Bobby's ex-girlfriend's niece. Okay.
And so he kind of took her in, and she was staying with him. And then she just went on the show one day, and people loved her because she's very shy and quiet, and she loves anime and whatever. And then she became a huge hit, and she has like almost 200,000 followers now. It's insane.
Nice.
But yeah. So moving along, we.
Hayden, what are you dressed as? What are you dressed as?
Yeah. Let's
for the people that are only listening. I'm straight repping Van Miner hockey, rocking my boy's jersey. I got the bucket on, the old bucket on the dome. Safety
The
first,
lid?
kids. As Shao would say, I took the easy way.
Are you not required visor?
Yes, you are safety first, kids. But this is for when I coach, so I take I don't do a visor or anything when I'm coaching.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah. If a kid hits me in the face with a puck, I just beat their ass. So, you know.
Once you can see again.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Yeah.
It's you over there.
Hey, question for you, dude. What is Halloween like down under?
Well, I haven't been there for the last 10 years, but I
In
hear
Australia.
that it's yeah. For those of you that don't know, down under is Australia. It was non-existent when I was growing up, but because my birthday is literally the day after it, I was always in tune with it and wanted to do it, which is kind of funny because is it not the history of it like a British thing, like a British Isles thing? I think it came out of Ireland probably. So it would be funny that it wasn't a thing in Australia, but it wasn't, needless to say. But I used to always get dressed up whenever I could. And then when it was around my birthday, I was absolutely going to get dressed up whenever that was, whatever day of the week that was, sorry. But the last 10 years, I think it's gotten bigger because I always get my stepmom, she always goes, fuck off with Halloween, get that shit out of our country. Same with, Christmas and all that shit because they're very Australian and they do not like
Fun.
the culture of the culture of the United States to creep in because it kind of takes away from the Aussie culture, right? So I'm sure
Is Halloween and Christmas American culture?
The way that Christmas is not the holiday itself. They love an Australian Christmas is in the summer, right? So it's board shorts and sausage sizzles.
I was gonna say board shorts and sausage sizzles. Let's go.
That sounds so fun.
But the consumerism of it is what they dislike, and the Halloween is probably the same. It's just and also probably Valentine's Day. They probably would detest how much. The
Valentine's Day is the worst. Yeah, I can get on board with that one.
But
in China, there's two Valentine's Day. There's I don't know what it means, but it's called a White Valentine's Day, and there's also a day to celebrate singles people, like people for singles.
That's nice. That's a nice one.
I mean, it's just like another same thing. It's like you get
celebrating that you're single.
Sort of like congratulations, you're single.
Yeah, it's like the most depressing thing. But then a lot of things are on sale that day. It's just another sort of marketing thing.
Like a single, it's like only singles are allowed at the nightclubs that night.
That'll be fun.
That'd be pretty cool.
So that the next year they can have the Valentine's Day, maybe.
But yeah, then it's like, oh, that just reminded me of a little story. So I went to this Valentine's Day dance at the college where I was attending years ago, and it was called the red light, green light. So everybody who was there, you put on a red sticker, like a red dot, big red dot, if you were taking, unavailable, and a green sticker if green means go. So I bump into this girl who I know the person she is dating fairly well, as a matter of fact. I run into her at this dance. Wow. She's got the old green sticker on. I was like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Wait, at the time, were you a green sticker or were you a red sticker?
Good question.
No, I would have been no, I'm just trying to think of the year. I was a green sticker. I was a green sticker at this time.
So you're like, all right, I'm in.
No.
Yeah. Green and green.
No.
Hey, what if they were newly broken up and you just didn't know?
They were wearing an orange sticker.
I guess it could have been. That very well could have been a possibility. and
Right.
probably not because he was out working on the oil rigs for
Ow.
weeks at a time.
Oh,
Wait, so did you tell him? Did you tell him?
now he has.
I did not tell him.
Mm. That's a really,
So
that's
we
a really
worked. So
awkward-
we worked together,
Yeah.
and then he had left and started his own business.
Selfish. Okay. Yeah.
Very successful. And I don't think I would have. He was like a work colleague, right? Got along with him well. I mean, we were chummy. But like a close friend, I would have gotten into it with her right there and been like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And talked to my friend, but we weren't close like that. So
Yeah.
I didn't. But that was the same party where my buddy showed up to class. I know I've told Hayden this story before, but my buddy showed up to class late and he sat right next to me, and he's walks in the room, and we're at the back of the class, and he walks, and there's like 4 of us in a row, all good mates. And we're like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Like, dude, what's on your leg? And he's like, what? Like just hung, right? Completely hung. We're like, your leg, what's on your pants? And he's like, oh my God. And he like sits down, like, what? Well, he had met a girl there at the dance, hooked up with her in his truck.
God.
And he just slept in his truck, which was in the parking lot of the college, and then just came in the next morning. He's like, oh, that explains it. She had a skirt on. I guess she got her period, and she was up grinding on him, and his leg was just absolutely covered. And we're like, why would you tell us that? Why would you even admit? Why wouldn't you just like make some shit up, dude? Like, don't tell us that. So then fast forward, I don't know how many years it was later. It wasn't that much longer later. Superbad comes out, and there's that scene, and I just about died when I saw it, because I was like, I know somebody who that happened to. It's so funny.
In all fairness, I don't know what I would say if that was the case. If I just saw it, look, there's just red patches and red blots all over my leg. Like,
He didn't.
I can't really think of anything right now on the spot. You know what I mean?
Oh, especially when you're hungover and your brain's mush.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That added a little extra layer.
Yeah, just say, I don't know, man. It was a rough night.
No, this is how it was when I bought it. You know?
Yeah. This is the new style.
Maybe that's the whole reason why, because he didn't have any like filter. He just was like, oh shit, but
yeah.
Instead of having the precognition to be like, I don't know, man.
Anyways, fuck Valentine's Day. Back to Halloween.
Halloween.
Before we do that, before we get back, can I do one thing? Because look what Daddy got in the mail, boys.
Here we go.
We were just talking about it.
Upside down.
Oh, and so I thought, is my address on here? Yeah, it is.
It's okay. You're
so
going
I
to
thought-
anyway. Can't see.
I do a live open. This is
Residuals?
The live reveal.
The live reveal that check from acting from something I did years and years and years ago. Okay, who
I'm
guess?
excited.
Who wants to guess?
Let's
Whoever
make
gets
bets.
the
Let's make bets.
closest-
The amount.
Whoever-
Okay, or for what show? Actually, I don't really know your. Just do
Whoever-
amount.
Yeah. We'll do amount. Whoever gets the closest without going over Price is Right rules
Okay.
wins 10% of the check.
Okay, I love that.
So it could
Imagine
be
for some reason this is like a big one.
$1 million. Fuck.
like, thanks for that.
Hayden, I don't mind. Would you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll take a dig at it based on
Do
what
you want me
were
to
saying.
tell you what the show is?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, anticipation drum roll. 10% of that sub.
Okay, let's see what roll.
Drum roll, please.
Oh my God. Oh, I should have made this deal. Okay, it's actually for Supernatural season 12, iZombie season 2, and The 100 season 5. They put
it's
it
3
together.
shows.
3.
Redacted.
I said 1%, right? Is it 1%?
You said 10%, but whatever.
But I'm from
Um,
Australia, so there's a 0 added to it, so it's still 10%.
So is that so 100%?
It's 100%.
100%.
Just give me that check, man. Give me that check.
Hayden, you want to go?
Okay, it's 3 shows now, but just going off what you were saying last time, where they were always like chicken scratch at about, $1.80. I'm gonna say a grand total of, I don't know, $52.75.
Ooh, that's a lot higher.
52.75. Okay.
I was gonna say 27.54.
The actual retail
seems
price
low.
after agent deductions is $293.57 US, baby. Let's go.
US.
Whoa.
Yo, ding, 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 ding.
That's a lot, man.
Damn.
You
just
better
got
not
yourself
forget to
30
catch
bucks,
that
Hayden.
one.
Nice. Good. Nice. Congrats.
And my
I was way
birthday's
off.
coming up.
I was,
I was
way
going to
off.
ask for a topless photo, but I would
I
say
could send
Good
you that.
poison. Before we go on
included.
break really quickly, what are your favorite Halloween candies, Justin? You can pick two. You can pick two. I used to really like as a kid this is going to be very debated, like people are going to hate me for this, but I really like those
candy corn.
rockets.
Oh my
like the-
god. Those
the
are your
chalky-
favorite.
Oh,
though?
the candy.
I really like
bracelets?
those. Say again?
The ones that you can make candy bracelets out of. Is that
Well,
what those are?
not in kind. Well, they're
Fucking
kind of
pellets of
that-
chalk.
Yeah, they're like very.
I think I know it because I think Alex loves those too. The rocket
And they're
candy.
called Smarties, I think, in the U.S.
What the
Yeah.
hell's wrong with them?
I know.
I really like O. Henry bars.
Nougaty and nutty.
Nutty and chocolatey.
I
Yeah.
like a good Twix as well.
Twix is good.
Hayden?
I'm a big fan of the old Kit Kat.
I like Kit Kats too. That's
Have
good.
a
I'm
break,
gonna switch
have a
my
Kit Kat.
second one up and go away from a chocolate bar, and I'm gonna go with
Glossettes.
chocolate
What?
covered
Okay, what is
raisins.
that? Chocolate covered
Uh,
raisins? Nice.
I'm gonna go with it's funny because I don't ever really get them, and then when I do, I go, why don't I get these more? They're really good, and that's Skittles. I really like Skittles.
Skittles
Skittles are
taste
the
rainbow. Well, we have time for the most hated ones, and for me, it's absolutely candy corn. I hate candy corn. Do you know what that
Yep.
is, Hayden?
Yeah, I know what it is. I don't know what it tastes like though. Does it taste like anything?
I don't like the texture. I don't like the taste. There's a lot I don't like.
Is
about
it like a
candy.
boiled sweet at all? Like, or is it just something you crunch like a nerd, but not as good?
Black licorice for me.
That's a good one. Very good one.
Okay, I got
I
a
hate
question.
You have 30 seconds to ask.
We call them bullets in Australia, and it's black licorice dipped in chocolate, so it looks like a little brown Western bullet. What do you
No.
call them here?
No,
Just go.
Nothing. there's
home.
nothing.
What is
like
that?
that.
They're trying to
totally-
make
Is it?
black licorice good. You can't just put chocolate on it and then it's good.
Yeah,
all
they
of a
just
sudden.
cover it and like yeah.
It's
hell?
the
I've never
sweet
heard of.
and
I've
the.
never heard of that. That's not a thing. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it.
Well,
I don't
I have to
wanna see
introduce you
it.
to it.
Do you like it? Do you like
that-
bullets?
I do.
Fuck
I
off.
see. I grew
No.
up liking licorice
No.
because, funnily enough, my doctor and physio were like, "You need to eat
You have
more
2 seconds.
licorice. Eat more licorice to stop getting muscle cramps."
You know, I think there's some things that should just not come across the pond. And I think,
I agree with you.
yeah, I've
and
never
that for
seen,
sure is one of them. That for sure is one of them.
yeah, I've never seen or heard of it. And if I never hear about it again in my life, I'll probably die happier. Because that's like, to me, that's something that I feel like I would. Did you say it's your stepmom who hates Christmas? And
She hates the commercialism of
Yeah.
Halloween,
So-
which is, you know what's funny about that though? She's actually a Wiccan. So she's all about the witches and all that. And
Don't know what
Shao
that
is
means.
either super stoned or he's
he's super stoned.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I would hand out when I was just done with Halloween and I never wanted to have kids come to my door again. Like just people, like I just hand them those so they never come back, you know? So when they're coming trick-or-treating the next year, they'll be like, oh, that's the bullet. That's the guy who tricks you into think you're getting something yummy with chocolate. And then when you get to the inside, it reminds me of this candy that I work with this Indian gentleman, and he's like, oh, you got to try this Indian candy. It's like a hard candy. And I was like, and just the way he was passing it off to me, he had this like shit-eating grin on his face. And I was like, okay. And I had it. And I was like, it's like a different flavor. I forget what it was, but it's not like your typical candy flavor. What did you just say?
I didn't say it. I was laughing because I was going to say something stupid. I can't say it.
I know what you wanted to say though, but that's what I was like. Did you say it? It was delicious and it was really good. And I was like, oh, this is nice. And then, you know, when you're getting to a candy and you kind of want to bite into it, you know, because you try and suck on it as long as you can, but eventually you break it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, it was I broke it, and then I just like immediately spit it out of my mouth. Like,
is it sour?
It was just like the inside was so grotesque. I was like, why would you do that? Why would you have a candy? But I guess it's very common over there, and I don't know, they enjoy it. It was, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like, I don't even want to say salt because, you know, salt's good, but it was like, I don't know. So that's what it reminds me of it when you explained it there. It's like you're sort of teased by the outside of this nice chocolate, and then it's like you just get punked with every sort of bite.
I sent you something to the chat so you can look at it in real time.
I did just see that. It looks like a Tic Tac, but
much bigger.
I'm sure it's bigger.
That's what she said.
For those of you listening, Hayden sent out a photo of a pack of bullets. Milk chocolate licorice, no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Contains molasses.
Contains molasses.
Yeah, molasses.
Molasses.
And you know how good they are.
Yeah, that doesn't look, honestly, it doesn't look good. Especially the
like
cross section. The cross section.
Yeah.
Photo. It's like a dark hole. It's like a anus, kind of like just.
I thought you loved it. Coming at you.
What? Why do they make it look like a pill?
It
doesn't even look like a bullet.
Like a bullet. Like an
That's not what a bullet looks like.
Well, no, it's not gonna be realistic. You can't give out.
Maybe
You can't have kids eating realistic looking bullets. That's all kinds of.
Back in my day, the Popeye sticks had red on the tip.
Have you not seen, you know, The Mask, where, you know, at the end where he was which movie was it where he eats? Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong movie. There's a movie called UHF with Weird Al. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a sequence where he's in a dream sequence, and then he's like Rambo, and then he just eats bullets and just like
spits them back out.
Well, that happens in The Mask too.
Because he gets shot and he sucks the bullets.
Yeah, he sucks them off,
spits it back out.
Yeah.
So I want to jump into this theme of ours because it is Halloween theme. And I want to ask you guys a couple of things about Halloween movies. And so I'm very curious as to if you remember, which movie did you guys watch as kids that maybe scared you? You know? Is there one that you can think of like back then? Because I think back then, especially stuff with like Poltergeist or Exorcist, which actually I have never watched because I was too scared. Back then, Halloween and all that stuff, it's a vibe. You know what I mean? They're classics now, but they're you know, some hold up. You know, some of that stuff. But were there any movies in particular that made you guys kind of not like the genre or like the genre even more?
So I'm just turning this off. So when I was younger, I mean, we used to watch, I mean, these aren't scary movies or anything, but like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark and all that stuff. And that was sort of like the first shows I remember watching that were quote unquote supposed to be scary. But the first one that I watched that was like, holy shit. I was way too young, and my brother was like, "Hey, you should watch this movie with me." And I was like, "Sure." And it was like a scary movie, and he put on Scream. And I remember watching Scream,
Classic.
and I'm with my older brother, and so I watched the whole thing with him, but it fucked me up like for a while. And I remember like actually going in and sleeping on my parents' floor that night because I just couldn't get like Ghostface out of my brain, out of my head, and just replaying that opening scene with Drew Barrymore, which is like such an iconic scene. I mean, she's in that movie for 12 minutes, which is crazy when you think about it, because she's on the cover. I mean, you think of anyways, but that scene where she's like at the very end. I mean, first of all, like the whole sequence with the phone call, and it's like like thinking it's a joke, and then it's like no, and then all of a sudden somebody's at the house, and then but I just remember like I'd close my eyes and it would just be an image of her like hanging from the tree with like her guts like spilling out, and
God.
I was like,
I've never seen it. You just
well, I think it came out in 96, so yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna say I had the poster of Scream on my bedroom wall for the longest time because I had Drew Barrymore on it, but I never watched the film.
Yeah. It's
were you not big into horrors?
I didn't go out of my way to go watch them. I did for a period of time, like your teenage years where you're starting to like spend time with girls and stuff. We used to have like these big like movie watching sessions at my buddy's house. We would always go to the local video store, in inverted commas, and we would get all of the horror movies. So like the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like before it was a TV show.
So scary. Before
it was a TV show, it was actually like a really good like 80s B-grade horror movie because it was vampires. But like Dawn of the Dead ones or Night of the Living Dead, never watched any of the big main ones. I've never seen like Nightmare on Elm Street. Never seen that. Never seen any like. But them all. Freddy. Jason. Mike Myers. None of those like Friday the 13th ones. I've never seen them.
I don't blame you. I just recently watched those within the past few years, just because I've always avoided horrors. And then when I came back, or a year ago, a lot of my good friends love horror, so I just started watching a little bit more. And I just want to touch on, Justin, you mentioned Goosebumps. Okay. There is an episode I remember watching that freaked me out. I don't know if you remember this. Apparently this is the first episode of Goosebumps, where it's a little girl who gets bullied by these kids at school, and so her plan was to go to this mask shop to buy the scariest mask to scare them on Halloween. And she does, but the twist is the mask doesn't come off. She puts it on and then it's like sealed into her skin, and she's like that, like a monster, like forever.
Oh my gosh.
I guess. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. And to be honest, like I can't remember really anything from them. I was so young when I watched them, and it was my memory doesn't go back that far. I mean, I remember Scream. I wasn't obviously as young when I watched Scream, but I feel like I was still too young when I watched it. But I guess it impacted me in a way that, like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? When I stop and I just think about it, trying to think back of old Goosebumps episodes and stuff like that, there's like glimpses of that. And Are You Afraid? But I couldn't put together any storyline or anything like that.
Yeah. And to roll on Hayden's thing, you did mention Michael Myers, and then his signature white kind of mask with the really weird hair. I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys out of pod, but I saw a post about where that mask came from, and that mask was actually a stunt mask for William Shatner. It's like his face. And so I think during the movie, I don't want to quote it, but something along the lines of during the movie of Halloween, they had original mask maybe, and then someone was like, no, you have to get another one. And so the guy went to the prop department and found a William Shatner mask for Star Trek because they needed him to do some sort of stunt, or someone else to do a stunt or something like that to wear that mask. And then that was there, brought that back. They spray painted it white and dyed the hair black or something, and that was the Michael Myers mask. So it's like William Shatner's face.
One of the scariest things out there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But mine was Freddy. I think mine was Freddy Krueger, just because it's just these kind of things where I was scared with things that, one, darkness, and things that, because the thing with Freddy is that he gets you where people can't protect you, right? So if you sleep, you're fucked, pretty much, right? So that's all psychological. I do have a question for you guys, because a lot of people find the paranormal activity kind of movies, the kind of documentary style-esque movies, very scary. I personally don't really, because I think the actor's mind in me keeps thinking how they did it. Oh, like the mug moved. I wonder where the people were pulling this, that kind of stuff, very technical stuff. And so I don't really find that scary. But have you guys watched any of those movies?
Yeah, I've seen, I think, the first two, and I was the same. I was watching it going from a director's point of view, going, oh, this is really clever. Like, I'm very intrigued at how they created this, and not at all involved in it, whereas everybody else in the movie theater was losing their shit. So I was like, yeah. So, but I think I've mentioned, sorry, Justin, I've mentioned it before, I think, that things that are based in real life, I don't get as scared by, but something that's, no, couldn't happen is I find more terrifying, because I'm like, I know that that's not real, but where they're trying to make me believe that it is. But I don't know. Who knows?
I'm sort of the same. I don't know which one I watched. Maybe it was Paranormal Activity, and maybe another one.
There's one called Hell House. Have you seen that one? This is kind of the same. Or Blair Witch.
Blair Witch was the OG one, right? That's
I think so.
That's what kicked it off,
that kind of style, I think. Yeah.
That style, and probably maybe one of the better ones. But no, I'm the same. I don't, because when I go into watching a scary movie, right, you're going to watch a scary movie, so they're going to try and get scares out of you. And so when it's more, I don't know, not mockumentary style, but just traditional film, I can buy into the story. Whereas the mockumentary style, I'm like, it's a mockumentary, so it's not, I don't know, it actually loses its scariness because for all the things that you guys just kind of said. Because I know when I'm watching a movie that, it's not real life, it's actors playing a role. But in ones like that, it's actors playing a role, pretending that they're not playing a role, like it is real life, like there's hidden and like I get why people can like that style, but for me, I'm the same. I'm just like, meh. I'm
really glad you brought that up, Justin, because one of my talking notes is the actors in these movies. I think casting is really hard to do for these movies. One, because at the end of the day, it is an actor, but they need to cast someone that's unrecognizable and that no one knows, right? But I'm also thinking, as an actor, if I get cast in one of these, which I always wanted to do, I've always wanted to do in horror, but if I get cast in one of these, I feel like your career is dead, because none of the people who are in Paranormal Activity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, anyways, Hell House 1, 2, 3, 4, Blair Witch or whatever, you don't really see them anymore after.
No.
or
I
whatever?
auditioned for one actually.
Did you?
I don't remember which one, and it was weird because when you're doing an audition or when you're acting in a TV or film or whatever, you want to be believable first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then when I was doing that, it was like I almost felt, well, I want to be believable, but I also want to make it not seem like I there's a level of professionalism that one needs to bring when they're acting. And I feel like in those, it's really hard because you need to be believable in a non-traditional way, if that makes sense. It's because how somebody is actually going about their everyday life is kind of a little bit different to how everybody's going about their everyday life in a film. I like, even though they're both believable, I don't know, there's just a difference for me. So I don't know if I'm even explaining it properly, or how to explain it, but it was weird. It was a very weird audition. Felt strange to me.
Do you remember what you had to do? Like,
yeah, I think
was it chemistry reads or like reaction stuff, or
this one wasn't even in the room. It was on tape. I recorded it at my agency. It must have been filming elsewhere, and I was in a room with somebody, and then I don't know. I just remember at one point I had to, like, I was cowering behind something, and I thought something was coming or something. It was, yeah. Yeah, it was like kind of the audition was the moment of like when you're supposed to be afraid of whatever paranormal thing was happening. Obviously, because they want to see that reaction. They don't want to see how I am sitting having coffee with my wife in the morning. They want to know that if I can pull off the scarce part of the film, right? Because that's the big part.
Okay, give me a shot. Give me a shot. You two be the directors. Go.
Give you a shot?
Set me up for the audition. Go ahead.
Okay.
Do you want me to slate? Sorry. Should I slate first or should I?
Yeah, no, we don't do that. It's not fucking 1996. So stand on your mark and just wait for the instructions, okay? Yes. Who's your agent?
Sharon.
I will never work with them again, okay? So let's get through this.
I would never want to work with you as a director, Justin.
Deal.
We're like, fuck that guy. Never work with him.
Okay, you're in a room. You're at a Halloween party. Okay. The girl that you've been crushing on for a while, she comes in. She doesn't see you yet, but you want to make a good impression because today is the day that you're actually going to go and you're going to put your best foot forward. You're going to introduce yourself and you're going to try and get her number and possibly get a date. So you go to the room or the bathroom to freshen up. You go in the bathroom, you lock the door, you're freshening up, right? Lights all of a sudden flick off. You flick them back on. What the heck was that? That was weird. Why did those just go off? There's nobody else in the room. Okay, well, must have just been a weird thing. So you go back to sort of checking your bags, checking your ears. Lights go off again. Now you're a bit alarmed because you know there's nobody in the room. What is happening?
Hello?
There's a rustling of the shower curtain.
Hello? Is anyone there?
You find the light switch. You turn it on. Oh my God, you rip open the shower curtain. Nobody's there. What the heck? What's going on? You go to the door. You open the bathroom door. It's empty. The house is empty. Completely empty. 100 people vanish like that. You go around looking for them.
Chimmins? Gerald?
all of a sudden a big, scary Australian Arthur looking peaky blind motherfucker walks around the corner with a machete in his hand.
No.
You want to see
I
my
have
knife?
bullets. I have bullets. I have bullets. You can have all the bullets.
Fuck your bullets.
I take it back. I
I
take it
want
back. All
some
the things I said.
Vegemite.
Yeah. You're hired. You're hired.
Thank you. Oh, that was scary. That was really scary. Whoa.
Australians are
Okay,
so
hey-
scary.
Oh man.
Sorry, you're
That was
probably
fun.
hoping for dialogue.
Me?
Yeah, that'll be. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Go on. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, because we were sort of talking about how paranormal activity, mockumentary style,
Yeah.
ones aren't your cup of tea. What's your favorite sort of style of horror films? Is it slashers? Is it, well, I know we know it's not mockumentary. Is it like psychological? Ooh, I just got
For
the
me-
gun fingers.
For me, it's psychological. I think gory slasher stuff is, again, it's more like, oh, what did they use for the blood, or that. I don't know if it's good or bad that we think this way. Sometimes it does take me out of the moment or whatever. But yeah, I think the ones that linger with you, and when you go home, you start to think, I heard a creak, that kind of stuff. Like, more psychological than gory slasher, mockumentary, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sort of the same. Yeah. Just yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the slasher because I feel that there's too heavy a reliance on the jump scare and the sudden appearance of like music and loud noises to force the scare. So I've always been more of a fan of like a slow burn, a psychological one. So like The Shining is always like, it's not initially scary, but the whole thing makes you feel not right by the time it's done. Stuff like that's kind of weird. I'm a big fan of like vampire flicks, but they've kind of lost the way of being
Twilight.
horrors, and they're just kind of like Twilight.
Underworld.
Underworld. I loved that film so
Good
much
one.
So
because I was
good.
like, Kate
Blade Trinity,
Beckinsale
your favorite of the three?
of the three. The third one, yeah.
with Triple H.
He was in that. I only know there was
Yeah, he
Ryan
was in that.
Reynolds
I think
and
one of his only movies.
Jessica Biel was in
Um,
that.
Yeah. Have you guys?
I'm not a big fan of the jump scare stuff, especially because I feel I'm just anticipating it. Like I'm just waiting. You're kind of just waiting for it, and then you sort of, and if you've seen enough of them,
Yes.
you almost know where they're coming, and it's like you're like, oh, okay, like everything's fine now, and then like there's always like a little quietness before
I was
it's
gonna
allowed.
say
or the
everything gets
jump or-
very, very
quiet.
quiet. And you're like,
yeah, and you're like, oh, it's coming, and then every once in a while they'll switch it up on you, so it's oh, it's coming, but then it's not it, and then it comes, and it's like, oh, you got me. Shit.
Yeah, and it's just like the camera tricks. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah,
they turn the corner, they go back, nothing. They turn back again, it's there. Or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? Or they close
Yeah.
the mirror for the drawer, or like the shop,
Yes.
the bathroom thing, and then something's there. They close the fridge, and the person's behind the fridge, all that stuff. But it also makes me think about. So the killer's just sort of waiting for the perfect time to. He hears the fridge open. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Stands
waiting
there. Yeah, you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
don't know. I keep thinking of this. Kind of
There's-
stuff.
They
There's
just
a
like
really
to toy
good
with their victims.
Yeah, there's a really good, was it a sketch I saw or something? And it was literally like that, Shao. It was
Yeah.
like they were making fun of scary movies, and it was from the like killer bad guys, whatever you want to call them's perspective. And it was just
Nice.
like doing shit like that. I'm gonna see if I can find it because it's actually really funny. We say all these things. I actually really liked Scream though, like having gone back and watched it again older, like I actually really thought it was done well.
Yeah.
Wes
But
Craven.
I was gonna say Wes Craven, he knows how to do it. And the twist, like at the end, got me. Um, but I'm the same psychological now. There is one I watched, and I don't know why, and it probably I don't even know if I'd say it was the scariest movie I've watched, but it really affected me. It's called The Strangers. It's like I think it has Liv Tyler in it, and
Oh yeah, yeah. I watched that last month.
yeah, okay, so in I probably watched it when I was in my like 20 or 21 maybe, but it just let it was kind of like a slow burn. And this couple, I think maybe a friend, like they're on like a nice getaway at a vacation house, and like some weird things started happening, and then
Yes.
he ends up killing his friend thinking it's an intruder, and
Yes.
like people are showing up with masks, and it's just the whole thing about it was just because it was like it wasn't like these people were just like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and slash these people to bits. They wanted to fuck with them. They would let them see them standing there, or
Yeah.
and then it seemed like they were slow, like they wanted to mess with them psychologically before they killed them. And then at the end, and this is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen it, but I just found it very unsettling, and I actually like really liked it. It slightly turned me on. But when I think they're tied to the chair,
Yes.
and they didn't like
That's what
stab
turned
them
you
a
on.
whole bunch and then slit their throat or do that. It was just like they were just kind of like looking at him, and then just like a slow stab in,
Yeah.
and then just like a slow stab into the chest and the stomach or wherever it was. I can't remember. It's been like 17 years, but it's just like very slow and very like, I'm not just gonna kill you, but I'm gonna just completely traumatize you before I kill you. And like
Yeah.
that to me is very like sadistic, and I really like that movie, even though I don't think it actually did very well.
I think he did better after the fact. One of
Yeah.
those. But yeah, that one was really good because there was a very famous line at the end when you said the chair scene at the end, Hayden, that I think Liv Tyler was like, "Why are you doing this?" And then the girl just answers, "Because you were home." It's like
That's
there's
right.
no reason.
Oh
There's
my
no
God.
reason. It was just
Yeah.
like because you guys were here and
Yeah.
you guys. There's no reason at all. They just wanted to
forgot.
fuck with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great movie. So, I prepared a little something, a little trivial, sort of educational game for you too.
Oh.
It's to do with Halloween, of course, not movies. So I have a list of you guys have to guess the country of how these. I'm going to tell you how this country celebrates Halloween, and you have to guess out of multiple choice where this country is, or what country it is.
Okay, what country celebrates Halloween in this way?
In this way, yes.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
Gotcha.
didn't explain it very well.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'll have A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
and I have 9 questions, I guess. So, do you guys want to do the classic ding, ding, ding?
I was
Answers?
going to ask that. Do we ding, 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 ding?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Got
and
it.
how about we do first to what? This is first to 3.
You got 9
Okay.
questions though?
Yeah, just time restraints.
Time restraints?
But, okay.
Gotcha.
Here we go. Okay, so the tradition of carving turnips, not pumpkins, originated here, where people believe that spirits of the dead returned on Samhain, which is October 31st. The carved turnips were used to ward off these evil spirits. Is this place Scotland, Finland, Denmark, Ireland?
Ding, ding, ding.
Justin,
Denmark.
that's incorrect.
Ding, 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 ding. Scotland?
That is incorrect.
Ding, 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 ding.
Justin.
It's obviously Finland.
That's incorrect.
So it's ding, 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 ding. It's Ireland.
Hayden with 1 point.
Yes.
Very good.
Really?
Yeah, so they carve turnips in Ireland.
Ah.
I thought it was, yeah, okay. Continue.
Okay, here we go. People here honor their ancestors by building elaborate altars, decorating them with flowers, candles, and photographs, and leaving offerings of food and drink. Is it Kenya, Austria, Armenia, Mexico?
Ding, ding, ding.
Justin?
Okay. I'm going to go Mexico. I wanted to say Kenya, but when Mexico popped up, it felt very south of, like, that's wrong, isn't it?
It's correct.
Yes.
Tied it up.
Because they have the
Day of the Dead.
the Day of the Dead. Yeah.
I had to delete that part out of the thing because it's too obvious. Like the description. It's tied. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
1-1. While Halloween is not traditionally celebrated here, the country has adopted some Western customs, including dressing up in costumes and trick-or-treating. However, the people here have also created their own unique Halloween traditions, such as visiting haunted houses and attending costume parties. Is it Japan, Singapore, Russia, or Maldives?
I just don't want to ding first every time. I feel like
Yeah.
Hayden lets
Ding,
to
ding,
try
ding,
and
ding,
go
ding, ding.
work
Yeah.
out of 3
Playing the-
instead of 4.
Playing the
I'm going to
percentage.
go with Singapore.
That is incorrect.
No, that's wrong.
Justin with the steal.
I was thinking something like that too, but I'm gonna go with Russia.
That is incorrect.
Totally
I
wrong.
know my next answer then. Ding 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 ding, because we both got one wrong. Can we re-ding?
Was to go back and back and back.
Sure.
Well, it would, because the Maldives are what, part of India? I don't even know.
Japan. I'm going with Japan.
See it.
Japan is correct.
But he didn't ding in, and I dinged, so I didn't even get to say my answer.
Did you ding?
Did you ding?
I
dinged.
dinged. I went
I
ding, ding,
dinged.
ding, 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 and
You
then I was
donged.
like,
You
"Who
dong.
donged?" I'll give it to you.
You know
I'll
what?
give you a
You know
little.
what? No one gets a point in that one. We have plenty of questions, and we have okay.
I probably
sometime-
didn't ding.
Okay, here we go.
I'm a ding ding.
Here, people light lanterns and hold processions, which is like a march or parade kind of thing on Halloween, similar to the Celtic tradition of lighting bonfires to ward off spirits. Okay, so this place lights lanterns and all that stuff. Okay, is it Austria, the Philippines, Scotland, or Chile, aka Chile?
You know, when you
Oh.
say things like Celtic, I thought Scotland, but it seems too obvious. What's B again?
We got Austria, Philippines, Scotland.
Ding
and
ding ding
Chile.
ding 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 ding. I'm going Philippines.
That's incorrect, Justin. This one's tough.
They love lighting lanterns. What are you talking about? That's like one of their favorite things to do in processions is light lanterns and procession.
And procession.
But
What
they
are
don't do.
again,
I guess they
sorry?
don't do bonfires. Maybe.
Oh,
A
that's right. They don't
funeral
do that.
pyre. Well, I'm
Is
gonna
there
go
a
ding
time
ding ding
limit
ding ding
that I
ding
have to
ding.
wait for him to
Scotland.
ding? Okay, there we go.
Incorrect.
Ah,
Okay, you
What
know
did he
what?
guess?
Scotland.
You can guess, but it's not going to count because I want you there to be an actual tiebreaker.
Okay, go for the
Running
next
out
one
of
then.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
What
answer
was it though?
The
Chile?
answer is no. It was Austria.
Oh,
Okay.
Darn it.
So
fucking Austria.
I got confused
Hey,
for
thanks
an
for
Austrian
picking
one
an
time.
easy one. Thanks for picking one that like we'll know the answers to. These are all just random guesses.
yeah,
Actually, I knew the one I got right. I did.
that was a good one. Okay, here we go.
You can say that in hindsight. Yeah, I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
did know that.
Okay.
Well, Russia,
pick-
they don't like to do things that the West does, you know?
No, they don't.
Fuck
To take
you,
it all.
West.
Winner takes all. Here we go. Halloween. Here we go. Halloween is known as Wistitskigt Svistich, which means All Saints Day, and is celebrated on November 1st, which is a horrible day.
Happy birthday.
However, some people have adopted Western Halloween traditions, including trick-or-treating and costume parties. Okay.
Ding, ding,
anyways,
ding, ding. Oh,
No,
You wanna hear the
you gotta
options?
guess without knowing the answers.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, if you get it, it'll be so fantastic.
well, I'm just going off by your terrible Dutch that you were speaking. It was either Dutch or German. So
I'm gonna give you the options. 1,
Just cut him off.
Sweden. 2, Poland. 3, Finland. And 4, Greece.
ding,
And
ding,
All
ding, ding.
Saints Day is Wistevskich Svejstik.
Sweden.
That is incorrect.
That was Swedish.
Ding ding ding. Is it Poland?
No.
Poland is correct.
It's
That wasn't
Polish.
Polish. That was definitely
that was-
Swedish.
He did the Polish in a Swedish accent.
All
accent.
right. On that note, that was fun. And thank you for participating. And thank you guys for joining in this Halloween edition of Chummy Thumbs. And remember, if you guys, but hope you guys had a good Halloween, safe and sound, no fireworks or whatever, and don't disturb people. But on that note, like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And until next time, keep on thumbing.
Come in.